John Monson died 10 years before I was born, and I still know all of his greatest hits. I still know a handful of his songs. He died 10 years before I was born. John Monson is a Danish singer and is the main character in a movie called The Way to Mandalay, or As Long as I Live. Hey, so I just finished watching The Way to Mandalay, and I thought I'd like to talk about it. I'm starting with John Monson, the man he created art. So this is what you might call a biopic. It's a movie about a real situation, a real event, a real person. And I like those. I think they are a great way of showing the strength of the movie, the film medium, the motion picture, a lot more than any book could ever do. And I'm okay with when I'm sitting there watching a biopic or a based on real life story, that the entertainment value take a bit of a hit, take a bit of a back seat, because I don't want to be entertained. It's not my primary focus. I want to be enlightened. And the way that a movie can do it, put you in the situation, put you in the time, put you in the mood, in the situation with the people. What were they thinking? What were they facing? I was never able to do that, with history, even though with various history teachers like playing audios or showing me pictures saying this is the clothes or this is the level of technology. Nothing can really put you in the moment, I feel, like a movie. So when I'm watching a biopic, that's what I'm going for. Movies like Bombshell, Watchtower, Elvis, Straight Outta Compton, Dark Waters, those kinds of movies I think are really, really good, and I think they're good examples of how to tell a story or depict a real life event or summarize a whole person's life or part of a person's life. I don't feel there's a need to be very artistic. I don't feel there's need to enhance the truth or meld some characters together as we do in or should do in fiction, in storytelling. So you might have, if you've seen my Weird Al Yankovic or Weird the Al Yankovic story review, or whatever it is that you would call what I do, that's part of my disappointment with that. I was ready for being told the story, to know what it was like, and not being lied to. So that movie failed me and let me down in that regard. I think another one I should mention is the Tupac biopic. I don't trust it. And it's not as big as, of course, as Weird Al, but it's more like Tupac quoting Shakespeare and stuff like that. And it's not because that I especially value Shakespeare. I think it's a shorthand. There's some people, if you say, oh, this guy is reading Shakespeare on a daily basis, he must be intellectual or artistically very profound. Like, nah, I don't think that. Oh, actually, Judas and the Black Messiah was another one of these biopic real life that was really good because it put me in the situation. So yeah, those were some serious recommendations. So to return to the original, or my original topic, the road to Mandalay and the singer John Monson. In the movie, John is being portrayed as some kind of prodigy. Um, he talks about how some music stuff, it's just known, as he says, it's natural, it's obvious, and it puts him a bit of an edge with the other kids because they're just singing and performing in elementary school or in church, where he's like seen through it. Young John has seen through it. He said, "Oh, they're adults. They're your parents. They'll clap even if we scream." So he gets upset. I can't tell if that's real. I mean, John, as we'll get to, is obviously talented, successful even in many ways. But if he's kind of like this prodigy thingy, I don't know. I can't tell. But it's something that it's something that the director Ole Bornedal is often very fond on. I know this like from his latest series, 1864. He also showed elements of supernatural, even though there are no reports of supernatural thing in a war between Danish and German soldiers. And Ole will show what I guess what he would think. I don't know him. I haven't ever talked to him. I just watched a few of his movies. But he likes to be a bit war, and I don't know that. But I'll cut to the chase and say, in the movie about this singer, we will see people masturbating, having sex, and we'll even get an orgy in this one. And at some point, someone is dancing around the fire naked while high as a kite. Nice, Ole. Very good. I didn't need to see that. John, you all seen the movie, has a daughter. Ole, I know what happened. You don't have to show me. I don't care about this part of his life, but I suspect that Ole wants to show the sex scene with John and his wife because John is also obese, or as we say, he's struggling with it. Maybe that's part of the narrative that Ole wants to tell me. I don't know. I find it annoying in these kind of biopic where I want to learn the character and want to see the historical events fold out that I think only movies can. This also means that at some points in this movie, young John will be shown next to adult John having conversations. He will talk to him when John gets astray. It's okay for me. Like, how else are we going to do in a monologue? John is alone a lot. He's on tour and stuff, and hitting some very low points. So yeah, I suppose it's a good idea, but it's a bit artistic for me. Luckily, I do get to experience the most parts of John's life and his career, where he struggles with his ambition, his personality, and alcohol, a lot of alcohol. The movie does that, so I get what I want, and that is very nice. I appreciate that. And it shouldn't be necessary to like dress up, pretend, or enhance anything, because John Monson's story is worth telling, and in this movie it is worth watching. It is worth experiencing. Not only did John's music survive, like as I said, he died 10 years before I was born, but his music survived and it still holds up to this day. His songs were considered vulgar to some extent, but he was very loved by the people. They had swearing in him. His songs, it was swearing like hell instead of heck. So John is challenged the establishment, um, but he knew what he was doing when it comes to singing. If YouTube allows me, I'll play some of him singing here with the group they really hit it big, called Four Jacks, and their big hit. It's also the title of this movie, The Way to Mandalay.
Kom igen til Mandalay, af flotiliens gamle vej. Husker du pagajens dunken fra Rangoon til Mandalay? Den vej til Mandalay, fuld af flyvefisk i leg. Og hvor solen brød som torden, frem bag Kina-bugtens kaj.
So definitely worth a watch if you like biopics and wants to learn about some famous or important or people that had extraordinary lives. John's is a bit of a sad one. But this is your experience in a way that I think only movies can do it. And Ole still succeeds with his movie, as and I feel like I get to know John, or see what he was struggling with growing up and being an adult and trying to make it as a singer. Hello, Windows. You had something to say? Very bad timing. So yeah, The Way to Mandalay, I'll recommend it if you can do those kinds of things. This is, as I said, one of the things that I think movies does better than anything else. So hey, thank you for stopping by today.